What's up, guys? This is Stacker Factor, and today we have a lot to talk about. Let's get stacking. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I have a lot of silver here. I'm really excited about it. I have been buying so much silver and gold and platinum lately. This is only about a quarter of what I have bought in the last month, and the last 2 months I'm probably over 25 grand. I'm not playing around. I love buying shiny, and I'm getting it now when I can. I also got this really cool knife for like 15 bucks, and it's great for opening up packages, so it'll be seeing some action. But let's get into the shiny before we get into some current affairs and news. First up, I got some more platinum. I have some more platinum on the way, actually, as we're speaking, but this is a little 10-gram bar. I tend to favor Valcambi bars when I do buy platinum. I like that they come in the assay like this, and they're just a good product. So yeah, highly recommend platinum. I think platinum has nowhere to go but up. We're seeing a lot of problems happen in South Africa. The supply this year compared to like 10 years ago has been cut around 40%, the mining supply. So platinum is a buy for me. Next up here, we have an awesome Sabertooth Royal Canadian Mint. You guys know that's my favorite mint. It's got the queen on the back here. This is a 2-ounce coin. Let me zoom in for you. If you guys haven't seen one of these in person, they're really cool. You can see it's got the little maple engraved there, the little security feature. Very, very cool stuff. I got some more of these actually. I just haven't gotten around to getting them out of the safe. Now, I don't buy a lot of American Silver Eagles, but I got this as part of a package deal. Everything that you see here was bought on PMs for sale on Reddit. If you are an advanced stacker or if you have a Sigma machine, I highly recommend it. You know, you see a lot of guys who are content creators who are sponsored, and so they will shill a lot of the big dogs, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know what they're getting paid to be sponsored, but I am not sponsored. I only have 500 subscribers. But even when I have 5,000, I'm still never going to take a sponsorship. I just don't want to, unless it's from PMs for sale. I really like buying and selling there. You get stuff so much cheaper. And you hear people talk about, oh, well, you know, if something bad happens to your order, this and that. Well, you can keep going to your local coin shop and paying 20% more than I'm paying for the same thing. Go for it. Or buying from, you know, the big dogs who upcharge. I like buying from individuals. I think you get way cooler stuff, way bigger selection, and the process is fun. You meet a lot of really, really popular sellers, and you really get to network individually versus with a big company. That said, I do like Andy Sheckman and Miles Franklin. I just don't tend to buy from the big dogs very often. Okay. We got some Pegasus rounds. I picked up 5 more of these bad boys. You guys saw that tube that I had last time. These came in the capsules. Love those. Let's see, what else do we got here? Oh, some more Morgans. There we go. Got a whole bunch more Morgans. I actually filled up another tube of Morgans and then got this one going, so can't go wrong with Morgans. Let's see, what else do we got? These little green tubes, by the way, They come in 5-packs on eBay, and I think I paid like $6.99 for 5 of them. You can't beat that. Okay, so these I got on the private market, and you can see right away milk spotted. Now, these are Royal Canadian Mint Wildlife Series, and you'll see just in a second here that there are different animals. Now, a lot of people don't like milk spots and won't buy coins because of milk spots. Obviously, I don't like them, but these coins are pretty like, I don't want to say new, but they're nice. And if it wasn't for the milk spots, they'd be in great condition. It's still an ounce of silver to me. And if someone wants to sell this to me cheaper because of the milk spots, I'll take it all day long. Royal Canadian Mint, the best mint. That was the eagle. Here is a buffalo or a bison. And all of them have a decent amount of milk spotting on there, but I think I ended up paying $26.50 a pop for these during a time when spot was about 25. So I'll take that all day long. I'll take a spotted wildlife coin over a generic buffalo. These are actual currency. Not that I would ever go to Canada and spend one of these, but you can see it's got a $5 mark right there. Here's the cougar. And what else do we got? I think there's a wolf in here. Oh, there's the wolf. I think there was only 4 in this particular set, but I know there's more. But yeah, guys, don't be afraid of buying milk spotted coins, especially if they're in really good condition like this. It doesn't really hurt the resale value that bad if you take them into a coin shop to sell them, although please don't sell your stuff to coin shops. They will rip you off. Sell them privately. Learn how to do that. It is totally worth it. I promise you guys. Go on PMs for sale and build your feedback system on there. Get seller points and buyer points. The guy who sold these to me had very little, if any, seller points. I think this was either his first sale on there or his second sale on there. And because I have good buyer feedback, he shipped these to me first. So I didn't pay a dime. They came to my door. I got to test them on my Sigma, check them out. And of course, I paid him right away after I decided that these were real. And he got a seller point. And it's just really cool to be able to have the ability to have these guys who are new sellers shipped to you first. It really prevents fraud or being ripped off, which has never happened to me on PMs for sale. But I do buy from reputable sellers on there. And now, since I've bought so much on there, I have a nice list of maybe 6 or 7 guys who sell a ton of stuff. So I get great deals, and you can hook them up as well if they need something. I had a guy message me asking to buy a few of these wildlife coins because he needed a few for a set. I hooked him up, and so now in the future, he's going to hook me up when I need something. It isn't a one-way street like buying from the big dogs who just, they'll buy stuff back from you, but they won't give you, a hefty amount. I actually sold those 4 wildlife coins for more than I paid for them. So I made a little profit, which is really, really cool. Quite a bit more, actually. I think I made $3 per coin when I sold them back. So this here is an Austrian Ducat. I love these. About an 1/11 of an ounce of gold in this puppy. Beautiful little crest. I don't buy too much fractional gold, except these old gold coins. This one is a restrike, so it really isn't that old. That's why it looks so nice, but it came from the same seller that sold me the platinum. So got a little package deal there. We have a platinum Britannia here, 1/10 ounce. I paid, I think about 120 bucks for this. I love platinum. Although I have been buying platinum in 1 ounce weights as it is much cheaper. And the cheapest I could find platinum from the big dogs was, I think, like a $70 premium or something. I got a couple ounces coming that I paid close to 25, and I even got a ½ ounce koala on PMs for sale today for $25 over spot. So much cheaper to buy on the private markets, guys. Don't let the big dogs talk you into buying from them when there are cheaper options, if that is something you are willing to explore. Trust me. Here we have a 20 franc angel. I love this coin. I actually got this coin from my mom. You can see the little rooster there. And this coin was minted in 1877. I paid spot for this. Actually, spot plus $10. So that's just a steal. I mean, not only is it cheap, but you get a little piece of history. I mean, look at this thing. So freaking pretty. And if I ever needed to sell it, I know I can probably get $20, spot plus 20 for this. There's a high demand for fractional gold, and the more expensive the spot price of gold gets, the higher demand for fractional, because a lot of people just can't afford to be dropping $2,000 on a gold ounce. But the design is what makes this coin. I mean, just fantastic. And I wish I had a little microscope or something so I could really zoom in and show you guys just how cool this is. But that reminds me, guys, watch my videos in 4K. I think I have 4K or 2K. My videos are really high quality, and I consider that like one of the selling points of my channel. You guys can see some really high quality stuff, as well as some cool pieces. I'm saving some more old gold for another video. I got more. I just haven't got a chance to get it out of the safe yet because I've been working and showing off some of this stuff. But I picked up 20 generics as well. Now, some of these are in rougher shape than others, but I really like generics. It's a good way to get weight in 1 ounce form. And some of these rounds are unique. You know, Liberty Bell round. You guys saw this cool Liberty round here. This one actually has a scannable barcode, which is pretty cool. Of course, more buffaloes. I mean, you cannot go wrong with the buffs, and buffs are selling out everywhere. Dealers are having trouble getting these, and the dealers who do have them are having to buy massive amounts, 5,000, 10,000 at a time. Another buffalo. Here is an RMC round. Pretty cool. Another buffalo. What else? I don't even know. I've been getting so many medals lately that I don't really even know what's in this generic tube, other than they're just pure silver and generic, because I run everything through my Sigma Mini Pro, and I'm going to be doing a video on that when I get some free time. Just cool stuff. Cool Liberty round. It's a funky looking eagle, guys. This round would look cool colored. I don't buy any colored coins, but this one would actually look pretty cool. Here's a George Washington round. That is actually a pretty neat design. 1982. This thing really that old? Yeah. Wow. Nice. Let's just go through the rest of these. There's a Indian round. Huh, I thought that said 666 at first. I'm like, no thank you. What is this? I can't even tell. Like a monkey? Yeah, it's a monkey. Oh, these must be the Chinese animal rounds. Clever, curious, playful, nimble, energetic. Yep, that describes that guy, all right. It's a pretty coin. Year of the Ram. I'm not even sure who makes these. Is this made by AppMix? You guys tell me. The Ram, docile, kind-hearted, grace, pure, jubilant. Here we have a horse. These are pretty rounds. Loyal, powerful, swift, elegant, handsome. Kind of describes me, guys. Buffalo warrior round. This is cool. And oh, we have a rooster. Brilliant, decisive, earnest, candor, smart. Nice. All right, guys, so that is the pile of stuff that I'm going to be showing you guys today. Like I said, I have so much more. I just couldn't really fit it all on the table here, and I want to break up my videos a little bit. We're already at 16 minutes, which is nuts, and we still have a tube, actually. I forgot, and I've been waiting to show these. Okay, I'm glad I saved these for last. So we got some Britannias, and these are the first ones that I've got that have the king on them. There he is. Yeah, very reptilian-like effigy of him. You can see his scales there and his lizard tongue. Yeah, well, that's the best he's ever going to look. Be crazy if the king like croaked tomorrow. I wonder what that would do to the value of these coins. But I love Britannias. I don't care when they have a hideous monster or a Komodo dragon, reptilian-like creature on the back or the front, whatever. I really like the design of these. Look at that holograph there. You can really see the lock and trident, as well as the waves in the background. Such beautiful coins. Really, really good stuff. But yeah, I got a couple more tubes coming, and they are coins that I do not have tubes of, so I'm really excited. Another great thing about PMs for sale is you can pick up Sovereign for the same price or even cheaper than generics. You guys heard me right. I've just been buying tons of Sovereign at low prices. So it's up to you whether you think Buffaloes and Britannias have the same price, but I'm going to take the Britannias every time. The only time the only reason for me buying generics anymore is when they're just super low. Every now and then you'll see someone just trying to get rid of a tube. There was a guy who was saving up for a Forerunner, and he just needed like $1,000 more, so he liquidated 2 tubes of generics of Buffaloes for really dirt cheap, and they got scooped up before I could get them. Otherwise, I would have bought them. But the big companies, they, are never in a pinch like that where they just have to liquidate stuff. And you want to be able to jump on those deals. I know some of you guys have bought stuff from like Craigslist before, where you could get really cool stuff when people are in a pinch for like half the price. You won't get half the price for silver and gold, but I mean, with the way premiums are now at local coin shops and even online, you can save 20% per coin. It's crazy how cheap you can get stuff when the sellers don't have to pay seller fees or taxes or overhead. You're just buying straight from another stacker just like you. And you can't beat that. So when I see a lot of these content creators that are sponsored that have these like 3-minute videos in the middle of their video, I just laugh, because it's like, why? I know you guys got to make a buck out there, you other creators, and I get it, and I'm really thankful for what you do. But at the same time, you're sacrificing your art and your media just to basically play a commercial in the middle of your video. And is it worth it to sell out like that? I don't know. I mean, maybe if it makes it so you guys can afford to make more videos and buy more silver, then yeah, I guess. But I don't know. It's just not for me. So that's all the silver that we are going to, and gold and platinum and maybe some osmium someday. That's all the metals we're going to talk about in this video, but we do have some things that happened in the news, and I didn't make an outline for this video, so I'm kind of just spitballing off the top of my head. Janet Yellen, either today or yesterday, came out and said that the dollar is in danger of losing its dominance as the world reserve currency. And that's nuts to hear Janet Yellen say that. We've now had a ex-Federal Reserve and Treasury official say that, as well as an ex-president, all within the last month, the span of a month. And that is not good. Read between the lines, guys. When big world leaders are saying that and government officials are saying that, something's going down. Something will go down. I don't know what, I don't know when. I'm not a doomsday guy, but I'm a realist, and I pay attention to financial markets. It's a huge hobby and interest of mine, and some stuff is going down. Now, we are seeing the torch being passed from boomers to millennials, and that has a huge part to do with it. You're already starting to see some younger CEOs and younger politicians that before just weren't around. So times are a-changin', but it's more than that. It's the rise of other powers. And those other powers are China, Russia, and the rest of that group. So, let's see, what else is there to talk about? There's so much stuff, it's kind of overwhelming. We got CBDC, well, not full CBDC, but we have the Fed now coming out in June, I believe it is, so less than 3 months from now. That'll be interesting. Gold and silver have been doing big things. Gold is super close to a new all-time high. Silver was approaching 26 the other day. It has fallen today. Today's Monday, April 17th, and the metals are going down a little bit. And what's funny about that is you're starting to see some silver stackers come out and be like, oh yeah, I fully expect it to fall and follow the charts and this and that. And that may be so, that might happen. But you got to remember, charts don't account for things. They don't account for world affairs. They don't account for the Fed, what the Fed is doing now. There's so many different things that aren't in the chart. So if you go with the historical norms and you treat this like a normal time, you're gonna look a little Jim Cramery. And I know I said that silver would get to $29.50 at some point this year. I am sticking by my prediction that it will. If it doesn't, whatever. Anyone who is a content creator, a precious metals content creator that makes a prediction, they're putting themselves out there and they have balls. So the guys who refuse to make predictions or whatnot, yeah, well, you're just kind of boring. Take a chance. Yeah, you might be wrong. Who cares? Where do I think the metals are going to go from here? Well, there was talk that there might not be any more rate hikes. I think it was Yellen, actually, who said that they're going to focus on tightening lending restrictions amongst the banks. And the stock market shot up today. A lot of stocks were up, 8 to 10%. So that is pretty big. And that does bode well for the metals in the long run. Not that I really care. When you're a silver stacker and you're diverse and gold and platinum, and maybe you have a little real estate, maybe you have some investments, maybe you have some money in the bank. When you're diversified, it doesn't really matter what happens because you're always going to have a counterbalance. I was talking to my wife about this, and it's nice owning a home because if the market turns around and all of a sudden the government starts printing and stocks start going through the roof, our property value increases. Maybe our silver value goes down a little bit, who knows, but we win that way. If the stock market keeps crashing and crashing and people flood out of there, they're going to want to put their money somewhere else, and they're going to come to silver and gold, and we make money that way. I also believe in some traditional investments. Definitely not a 401k, and definitely not just putting it in BS stuff. I do like IULs. I do like the S&P 500. But other than that, it's really slim pickings for good investments. There is a company called EHang that makes flying cars or flying aerial vehicles. I really like them. Some people have issues with companies based in China, but over there, they can spend so much money on R&D and products and get around regulations that you can't do in America anymore. And it's really, really sad because there's so many brilliant people here that could be just putting us so far ahead of the rest of the world if they were allowed, if there wasn't so much red tape. And that's the thing that really gets me. China has built the Belt and Road and everything is good to go. They got a lot of gold. They're recruiting tons and tons of countries to BRICS. I think that's why Macron went over there. And if France joins BRICS, other European countries are going to follow. And it's just going to set off a lot of positive things for that area and that part of the world and those countries. And it just cuts out the United States tremendously. I mean, our allies are dwindling. Brazil just kind of gave the U.S. the middle finger and is doing business directly with China now in yuan. So, like I said, times are a-changin'. But those times will need silver. And it's funny because you see a lot of stackers that only stack gold, for example, and they will poo-poo silver and divide the camp, so to speak. But you shouldn't be doing that. And you see a lot of stackers who make content that pretend like everything's good. Just, oh yeah, things are just normal. The train is just chugging along, and they're going to get caught with their pants down because the train is not chugging along. Big things are happening. I will say this, though. I would not be stacking if I was in debt. Pay off your debts now, guys. Make sure you do that before you overextend yourself or buy a bunch of precious metals or a bunch of e-hang stock. Get yourself right debt-wise and then speculate, then buy your metals and your stocks. And that word triggers a lot of people, speculation, but that's what everything is. Even the US dollar is speculation. The value of the dollar changes every day, just like the value of silver changes every day, or your stock. And people like to draw distinctions between preservation of wealth and investment. But it's all the same. You need to make smart decisions, and you need to be diversified if you can. If you can't be diversified, it gets a little trickier. But keeping your money in dollars right now, and solely dollars, to me is just super risky. Super risky. So I'm over 30 minutes on this video, guys. I could keep going. It's been a while since I've made one, about a week now. And like I said, I don't have my outline, so I'm just going off the top of my head here. I'm sure there's a ton of stuff that I'm missing. But don't be afraid to buy right now. Silver, platinum, gold, in that order. I know some of you guys might cringe at that, but I think platinum has a way higher upside than gold right now. If you have millions and millions of dollars in the bank, a lot of properties, a lot of diversified assets, then yeah, maybe gold is for you, because gold, you know what you're getting. But platinum, keep an eye on that. South Africa's in trouble. A huge amount of the world supply comes from there, and it's already, I've heard estimates that it's between 15 and 30 times rarer than gold. So for me, it's kind of a no-brainer. I love reading about some of the more exotic metals, but I am not a buyer of the exotic metals like osmium. There's a few other ones. But osmium is a super interesting and cool metal, and they just found some new uses for it in fighting cancer. That's, I think, the rarest precious metal on the planet, or like the rarest precious metal that can be in like solid form or something like that. But go down that rabbit hole if you want to read about some really cool facts about that. But I cannot recommend that you guys buy that stuff. There's some drawbacks to holding it. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to have another one soon with even more stuff. Like I said, I'm about $25,000 deep over the last couple months. I haven't regretted any of it. The price in US dollars of silver doesn't matter to me, although I am up a good little chunk, which is kind of crazy to think about, because I've only been holding this new stuff for a couple months. But the rest of my stack, those kilos that I showed you guys like 6 months ago, they're like $1,000 now or close to it or something crazy. I was paying like $700, $715 for those. And it's just crazy what silver and gold and platinum and the world is doing right now. So if you guys have any like cool ideas or stuff that you're doing to preserve your wealth, please leave it in the comments. I've considered buying some businesses, starting some businesses. Once you have a side hustle and have an S corp or whatever form of business you want to have, you kind of learn how to legally keep your money and avoid taxes, or just pay less taxes. And if you don't have a side hustle, get one. I don't really care what it is, get one, because there are huge advantages to wielding finance like a sword or like a stacker factor knife. You really don't want to get taken advantage of by the tax code or inflation or all these other things that our government is doing to us. It's financial abuse. That's really what's going on right now. Well, guys, I hope you all have a great night. As always, keep on stacking. Have no fear with stacking. I don't think prices are going to go back down to 20. There's a lot of bullion dealers that don't think so either. And I heard one today say that if prices do get that low, premiums are going to double. So keep stacking. And if you've been stacking, I don't care how long, a year, 10 years, hats off to you. We are so close, guys. They cannot keep doing this to us. This is going to be our time soon. Anyway, guys, have a great night. This is Stacker Factor, signing off.